What's up, everyone? Welcome to the August 23rd edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, use the code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. You'll receive one free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on that first deposit. We have a full 15-game MLB slate tonight. Lots of spots to look at. As usual, we're going to take a look at three of the top tournament stacks and three of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the Houston Astros are taking on Aaron Sanchez tonight in Houston. In 8 starts this season, Sanchez has only struck out 14.7% of hitters while allowing 1.5 home runs per 9 innings. The Astros have one of the best offenses in baseball with a 119 WRC plus and 183 ISO. They're currently projected for 4% ownership with a 5% chance of being the top scoring stack. Number 2, the Atlanta Braves are taking on JT Brubaker tonight in Pittsburgh. It's not a great hitter's park, and Brubaker really isn't a bad pitcher. He struck out 23.2% of hitters with a 3.85 xFIP while allowing less than 1 home run per 9 innings this year. But the Braves are only projected for 4% ownership with a 6% chance of being the top scoring stack. They have a 189 ISO on their active roster to go along with a 111 WRC plus. And number 1, the Toronto Blue Jays taking on Josh Winkowski tonight in Fenway Park. The Blue Jays are projected for 9% ownership with a 10% chance of being the top scoring stack and also a 6% chance of being the top value stack. This is the only game on the slate that currently has some potential weather issues, so be sure to keep an eye out on the weather as we get closer to lock. But assuming that it cooperates, this does look like a good spot for the Jays, who have a 112 WRC plus and 162 ISO on their active roster, going up against Winkowski, who has only struck out 13.5% of hitters while allowing 1.5 home runs per 9 innings so far this season. Now, before we take a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of these videos. That promo code is ADAMMLB. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. This offer is available for new users only, but if you haven't already signed up for Stokastic Plus, take advantage of it. You'll get access to behind the paywall data, including the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool that I reference in these videos. So again, that's promo code ADAMMLB. Use it, get 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. Now, taking a look at 3 of those top tournament pitchers. Number 3, Dylan Cease taking on the Baltimore Orioles tonight in Baltimore. Cease is $10,300. He's projected for about 5% ownership with a 5% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. Cease leads the slate with a 32.3% strikeout percentage. He also has a 3.2 xFIP. The Orioles active roster has a 105 WRC plus, but they also have a 22.6% strikeout percentage. Number 2, Corbin Burnes is $11,400. He has a very difficult matchup against the Dodgers. As a result of both of those things, he's only projected for about 2% ownership, but he does have a 6% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. You could certainly make the case that Burnes has been the best pitcher on the slate so far this season. He has a 32% strikeout percentage, which is only behind Cease. He has a 2.9 xFIP, which is better than every other pitcher on the slate. He does have a very difficult matchup against the Dodgers, who have a 120 WRC plus and a 22% strikeout percentage on their active roster, but he's not getting much ownership at all. And number 1, Justin Verlander taking on the Minnesota Twins. Verlander is projected for 10% ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. He has struck out 25% of hitters with a 3.46 xFIP so far this season. The Twins active roster has a 116 WRC plus and a 20.1% strikeout percentage, but that WRC plus could be a bit misleading as Byron Buxton left yesterday's game early with a knee injury, so it's relatively unlikely that he's in the lineup tonight. If that's the case, their WRC plus within their lineup against Verlander certainly will not be as high as it is on their active roster since Buxton is the best hitter on the team. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Houston Astros; number 2, the Atlanta Braves; and number 1, the Toronto Blue Jays. And the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Dylan Cease; number 2, Corbin Burnes; and number 1, Justin Verlander.